Hey folks, welcome to another episode. Something slightly different. I'm on an e-bike this time, full suspension, gnarly off-road tyres, and I thought I'd come out here into the woods and try and set up a shelter over the bike itself, cook up some good food and just have a nice late winter, early spring camping trip. Full disclosure, the bike was sent to me by Super 73. I've taken it for a good ride through the woodland trails for the last hour or so. It's been great fun, but it's time to set up camp. So shelter's set up. I've just kind of jerry-rigged a tarp. It's a 3x3 meter tarp, one of the Ultralight ones by DD, and I've basically just pegged out some corners. I've folded it over the back of the bike, so the bike's acting like a backdrop, and then I've lifted the roof up here with some sticks just to raise it up. Used some guy lines to get them nice and tight. I've used an adjustable guy line hitch so I can keep tensioning them if I need to, and then I flipped this bit back over just so that it's not a huge overreaching tarp and I can actually enjoy the peace of the forest this evening. And it's raised up kind of in the middle like a pyramid. Got some stick coming off there with a guy line, stick here with a guy line, and then yeah, just try to tension it and tighten it as and when I can as I go round. This bit here I've kind of angled, I've folded back but I've angled down so all the water's going to shed there and not inside the shelter itself. Travelling light, just using most of the ultralight gear really. Small sleeping pad, small kind of everything, small tarp, just trying to keep it really lightweight because obviously cycling around on the bike I don't want loads of weight. So as you can see, plenty of room to lie down, loads of roof cover. It's not due to rain, but if it did, we're covered. What I'm doing is just using some dry bracken, crushing it, the leaves, into a ball. This is dead bracken, so this is last year's. It won't grow, it grows back, but not this particular bit. And I'm just getting rid of the woody stems, splitting it away from it, and then crushing it into a ball like this, compressing it, because I've got a little wood gasifier stove here, so it's kind of a double burn. It burns the smoke that it lets off, and because it's only a small entrance to this twig stove, obviously I need small tinder to fit inside that, so I'm just crushing it up into just a couple of leaves, crushing up into small balls just to keep the flame going once it does get going. And this is what's called a flash tinder, so it burns really fast, so you need a fair amount of it just to get a bit of flame. So I'm just making little bracken balls down the side. So what I'm doing is chucking bits of the birch bark and everything that I had. I'm not going to sort of faff around bushcraft style, and I'm loading it with twigs, just really thin pencil twigs, making sure they're dry obviously. Now I want to show you, I've showed this before on my channel, but I want to show you guys this again. This is basically a storm match, UCO storm match, and these are absolute beasts. They work, you can dip them in puddles and they still light. They're really incredible. I don't usually use them obviously on dry days like this. I use it when it's a really wet day and the fires I know is going to really struggle to get going. You just can't go wrong with this. So watch, everything's in there, it's like a firework, and you pop that underneath. They do smell a bit funky. They actually smell like a firework, but look at that. It just gets that red hot flame that you need to then ignite enough twigs and hopefully build up the fire from there. Really, you're meant to sort of build these from the top down. I don't actually need too much bracken. I've got the bracken balls, but I don't really need it. Taking the lid off the twig stove for now, because obviously it's easier to load in sticks. So I need to get a sort of bed of coals in there before I start cooking. This is the bit that can hurt. Look at that. It's better than your kitchen fire at home, that one. It's one of my favourite dishes. Basically, it's a bit of a breakfast dish normally for me, but it's just a bit of sweet potato, chopped up fine because it cooks quicker. I've burnt it a bit actually. An apple, some bacon and egg, and it's just a really nice mixture of sweet and savoury. Didn't bring my spoon again, so we're using a stick. It's really nice. Really nice, but just tricky to eat. Sunset now, being winter, you know, it's gonna, we've got about 20 minutes of light, half an hour of light, if that. Well, it's getting on now. Watch the sunset, listen to some of the noise in the woods, and then read a book. As you do, winter time, it's still quite dark quite early, so and just try and occupy the time really. I'm letting the fire go out. I'm not having a fire for warmth. It's about 12 degrees tonight, which is quite balmy for this time of year, February, mid-February, so I only need the little stove for cooking, so just letting it burn out. No wind tonight, which is nice. I haven't had to lean the bike up against the tree because it's got the little kickstand. But yeah, I've had a good rip around today. I've really enjoyed using it. It's something totally different to what I normally do and how I normally camp, but it's something I've always wanted to try. They're obviously growing in popularity, and yeah, I just wanted something that had some nice big fat tyres on it, and you know, it's not something I would go on a sort of off-trail mountain bike track and hammer and do jumps in, because it's quite heavy compared to your conventional mountain bike, and it's not a mountain bike. But yeah, it's a nice to cruise around in, especially on the like forestry roads, and yeah, just really nice, and obviously not having to pedal much because of the pedal assist with the motor. But you can also remotely turn the lights on, which is pretty cool. You see that in the background? I'll leave some info in the description about the bike, but I can tell you a bit more tomorrow in the morning. It's a lovely still night, so yeah, I'm going to get some sleep now, folks. I'll catch you in the morning. Morning all. Had a pretty good one last night. Very peaceful, no wind. Just fired up the twig stove. Set it up better this time, properly. Yesterday I didn't actually set it up, so it wasn't burning as efficiently, but now it's burning really clean. And got a tea on the go, and then just going to cook a little bit of breakfast before packing up camp and heading on out of here. Beautiful morning, the sun's out. And yeah, the birds are singing, it's very peaceful. Something different, eh? That's what it is, something different. You can see from yesterday, these little flame logos were upside down, and so it wasn't burning that secondary burn wasn't really happening very efficiently. If I take this off now, you'll see how efficient it's burning. Look how clean that is, that flame. Really cool. So it's burning really well. See that secondary burn that's going on there? Just there in the holes. You can actually see it coming out the little flame holes there. And that's burning the sort of secondary combustion from the gases that are given off from the initial burn down there. So it's really cool. I was given this by a subscriber years ago. I think it's called the something Scout. But it's really good, I like it. Well, there you go, something different. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll put a link in the description to the details of you know, the specs of the e-bike itself, because there's probably quite a few questions that some of you who are keen outdoor enthusiasts in terms of mountain biking and just general cycling stuff. I'll put it in the description below. But yeah, really pleased with it. I enjoyed it. It was a very nice relaxing camp, and I'm gonna now I'm gonna hop on the bike and head on over to the van, get it in the van and get home and start editing this film for you guys. So cheers for watching, folks, really appreciate it. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next episode.